project, and I think this is about the third year of the AISI project, and Lynn will correct me if I'm wrong. We looked at initially for trying to better the results of the grade 12 diploma exam, social studies 30-1, I think was a primary focus, but probably some 30-2 in there as well of that. So how successful have we been? We had a complication, and the complication was we began the cohort project with the old program of studies, and then we moved to the new program of studies, when once again it's that shift in not only in the way we taught the program, teacher as a director, giver of knowledge to teacher, facilitator of knowledge, but also in the way we test students. So the exams have changed as well to more reflect the new program, which is a skill-based program of studies centered around issues again. So we had to, when we looked at the AISI project, we not only had to look at exam results and try to say how do we prepare kids to be more successful at writing 30-1 and 30-2, but we also had to say, well, what does the new program mean? What's in the new program that we need to look at so we can help our kids do better, perform better at the 30-1, 30-2 level? And so we looked at source-based. We took apart sources, many cartoons. We took apart photographs, drawings, images, did an analysis of sources, and then we moved to written resources, where we started to pick apart written resources. What's the big idea? What evidence supports? What perspectives are evident within those sources? Anybody else trying standards? Okay, I have a suggestion, man. Let's. The stuff that we're working on days like today, I think we should probably try to go back into our classrooms. And I know how tight that is, and maybe you don't want to start at 30-1 or 30-2, but maybe start at 10 or the 20 levels to start standard confirming and getting your kids starting used to that, about what to expect on the written component.
I'm doing it on Thursday with 30-1. Yes.
30-1?
Yeah.
Have you tried any other lessons that you have been successful at? Let's get the ones that you have not been successful at, although that could be such few and far between. What lessons have you been successful at that you'd like to share? What has worked for you? Yep, please.
I always had kind of a problem with doing the news, like talking about the news at the beginning of class, because I couldn't really figure out how to link it to the course. Like, unless you're going to do a quiz at the end of the week or something. So I started doing, because we were always talking about portfolios here, but I'd never actually done portfolios. So I started with my 10-2s and my 20-2s. We do 3 times a week, and what they're doing is we'll do the news, or we'll do a clip from YouTube or something, and the question is just simple. How does this relate to nationalism, or how does this relate to globalization? And they just write a personal response. And at the end of the semester, I'm going to take in a big portfolio of, I don't know, 20 to 30 of them, and we'll see how many. So just like every day, they're just doing a little bit of writing. So it seems to be going well.
So how does it relate to nationalism? So you just look at...
So like yesterday, we looked at the Terry Fox 30-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So they just kind of did that little interview with Betty Fox, and yeah, so the kid just wrote like 3 to 5 sentences about how does this relate to nationalism. And most of the kids, like, you can see them writing and kind of look over their shoulder, and most of them are actually writing quite a bit. So I'm hoping by the end of the year I don't have that question, what is nationalism? We talked about it 3 days a week.
I thought you didn't get that question, Scott.
We can look at number 2, 3, 5, and then maybe 9 and 10. Wally's photocopying 9. Just to see if you agree that 2 should be an L paper, 3 should be an PF paper, 5 should be an S paper, and then which one should we fix one of them to create an E paper for 9 or 10. So see if you agree with those, and then we can call it our exemplars to use with our students for standards confirming.
Some of the projects that I've taken into my class are essay standards confirming for -1 and -2, and that started back 2 years ago when AISI started, or we started our AISI group. So I've started standards confirming in 10-1 and 10-2, and with every year with the implementation of the new curriculum, we continue with the standards confirming and the essays that we've developed in our AISI and NRLC groups. That's been really beneficial for my kids because it shows them what an excellent content is at their level, what a proficient
great
is,
on
what
them
a
for
satisfactory
saying- for
is,
trying
and
to
what
discuss
a below average
aspect of
mark
where
is.
those are being
So that's been really
rejected.
beneficial
Like,
for
good
me and my
wording, but-
students.
Important in NRLC is the fact that I
Yes.
am getting lots of new resources through Moodle and just
You don't need a blast
discussion
of
and
what this
networking.
person was talking
But the
about,
main
because
reason
they-
why I think
they
this
did a
is
really
so
good job
valuable is
referring
because
to the
without this I
abilities
wouldn't
and
have known how to
projections
approach the new curriculum.
So
I
you can
probably
look at
would
it
have
in
just
that
tried
sense.
to force
They're
the
talking
old
about their
curriculum
rejection, not
onto the
actually
new
looking at
curriculum.
sources.
So it's taught me about critical thinking skills, enduring understanding,
questions
the
of the
perspectives
science.
and
developing
question says,
criteria, and so now I
considering the
feel like
images
I am
presented,
doing the right thing and
what do
giving
you
the,
think should be the role
or
of
presenting the
government in
curriculum
society?
the right way.
Yes, I think it's benefited me a lot, especially with the sites on the internet.
the Moodle and our wiki.
Well, that too, but I'm thinking of the sites that come up in the sessions that I didn't
The
know
sharing,
about.
like the YouTube and things like that,
Yep.
and other websites. So it's a good resource for you.
We're talking about projections of where those.
Yes.
Can we talk about that last paragraph and then?
Yeah, AC.
AISI. AISI is one of those things that has been really beneficial to me as a teacher, and basically the main thing is being part of a cohort allows us to bounce ideas off each other. So even when we're not quite on task, we're always on task. We're always getting new ideas of how to teach something, new strategies on what to do, what best practices that are working in the classroom for everybody. And that's just a blessing, because if you're stuck one day, you can email someone that you now know who can provide you what you need, or a new idea of how to deal with this issue or this concept or this whatever it is, curriculum outcome. So that's been really beneficial. The instruction of the AC groups with Wally has been fantastic. Wally's just top notch in knowing what's going on with social studies, so we've been very kind of blessed with having someone who's really up to date on the new strategies and the TLC stuff and learning. So that's been really beneficial for us as well, to have that person come in and give us examples of what this looks like and the new strategies. Strategies that we implement in the classroom have been enormous in the last 3 years. We've completely changed around our teaching. We've changed the way we thought of how we're teaching. We're teaching more concept-driven stuff. So everything from technology in the classroom, doing exemplars and doing standards, confirming with students, where the students are becoming the teachers and grading each other and learning from that process how to better the writing, from doing Sentio programs or smart response, from all of those things have basically made us stronger as teaching, understanding and stuff. Not all the time are our results indicative of this, which we're trying to figure out, and why some of the things that we know are working really well in the classroom aren't working perhaps on the examination page. So that's a struggle point. But it's nice because we're working through it together as a cohort.